Hi, my name is Siren Pandey, one of the second year of endocrine fellow. Um, so endocrinology is a part of Department of Medicine, so that's how I'm associated with Department of Medicine. So as a part of our fellowship, every fellow do have to get into some kind of research project. And because I always have interest in thyroid, that's how I started with this research project. So my project is basically to see if there's any that we can, if we're able to find any risk of thyroid cancer in patient with Hashimoto thyroiditis. So what does Hashimoto thyroiditis mean? Originally, when Hashimoto thyroiditis was kind of came into the medical world, it was kind of like discovered on pathologist specimen under the microscope by Hashimoto's, and over the years it has kind of evolved into being a hypothyroidism with positive TPO titer. That's how it has been described in modern world. That's how Hashimoto thyroiditis is kind of known to everybody. So how what we plan on to do, because with the background that any inflammatory condition can lead to some kind of cancer, like if you have celiac disease, you have more risk of GI malignancy. If you have esophagitis, you have more chances of getting esophageal cancer. So we thought, if you have inflammation of thyroid, are these patients at risk of a thyroid cancer? So what we did was, whoever came in for a thyroid FNA in our thyroid biopsy clinic, we kind of pinpointed those patients who has lymphocytic infiltration under the microscope, but they don't have hypothyroidism yet. So those are the patients who are known as euthyroid Hashimoto's. Then we checked their TPO status, which is the antibodies usually you get when you have a Hashimoto thyroiditis. Then we checked them, and then we kind of divided them into three groups: the high TPO titer positive with Hashimoto thyroiditis with lymphocytic infiltration, low and negative titer. And then we started accumulating patients from 2003 onwards. And what we found was that patient who has negative or low TPO titer are the ones who end up developing thyroid cancer, but the ones who had very high TPO titer are the ones who develop full-blown hypothyroidism, because then your gland is totally wiped out. So when we talk about thyroid cancer, we always say, if you have a nodule, you have 5% chance of getting thyroid cancer. If you have radiation exposure, you have 8.3%. If you have family history, you have 5%. What we found was that if you have a lymphocytic infiltration and you have euthyroid, you don't have hypothyroidism, you have a 22.4%, which is the highest so far of developing thyroid cancer. So then the next thing is, what is the biology behind this? Like lymphocytes who have negative, the patient who have negative anti-TPO or who have high positive TPO antibody. And that's basically, you need to do lymphocytic profiling and then kind of decide whether it's true tumor associated infiltration versus autoimmune process, that's this wiping out your gland. And that's exactly what the poster number 29, that's what they got the tissue sample from these patients and did the same, that the research that kind of describes about that. So that's what we found, that patients who have euthyroid Hashimoto with negative TPO have very high chances of developing thyroid cancer. Thank you.